Imagine this outside your house. Would you have enough time to get to shelter? Early warning systems can alert people minutes at best before a tornado rips through town. When it comes to this monster, waiting for the sirens to go off may not cut it.
The National Weather Service has issued a tornado watch for this region of western Nebraska. Now, Vortex 2 has been monitoring this supercell all day. They hope to get ahead of the storm and deploy their instruments right in the storm's path. They'll then use this information to help improve early warning detection systems.
The CU team, in partnership with the University of Florida, joined with over 100 other scientists and 40 support vehicles in one of the largest and most ambitious efforts undertaken to understand tornadoes.
I recognize, and I think all our team members recognize, how important this type of work is, because without this kind of field research, there's really no way that we can improve the warnings that we give to the public. And that's what this entire project is all about, is ultimately saving lives and property and protecting people from these storms.
Vortex 2 is a $10 million effort to chase storms. The project is supported by the National Science Foundation and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and led by the National Severe Storms Laboratory. Participants include over a dozen universities, all looking for that perfect storm.
I'm just gonna hope, I'm gonna take this out, and move everything left.
The CU team of mostly grad and doctoral students was led by Professor Katja Friedrich of the Department of Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences.
This is a pretty good looking storm right here. At the moment, there's not really any strong rotation, but there's a lot of hail.
Grad student Kalina knows all about storms from textbooks, but this is the first time he's experienced this force of nature firsthand.
The first time that we actually deployed on a storm was really the first time I had ever seen a supercell thunderstorm out here. And we were out here in this rural area up in Texas, and there weren't any buildings or houses around, so we weren't concerned that the storm was going to do any damage. And you could just watch as the rain progressed across the road and reached us, and we got hailed on, and it was just really incredible experience for me, because I had never seen a thunderstorm like this before with so much open space around it.
Each of the Vortex teams are assigned to collect data on certain parts of the storm. The CU's team's first priority was to measure precipitation. Their aim? To get in front of the storm and deploy instruments that measure rain and hail.
Thunderstorms don't wait for anybody, and we need to be pretty quick. Our team can deploy all our instruments, which are 7 instruments, in 10 minutes or less. We just need to know where to put them, and we can get them there quickly.
To get in the right position, the CU team has found themselves under the most intense part of the storm, sometimes going up against hail as big as baseballs.
Our windshield has just been broken in 3 places by golf ball-sized hail. We deployed in front of the core, but we couldn't get out in time because we're stuck behind the friggin' weather channel. All right, nice. The other truck windshield is also broken. Oh well.
Well, we do have helmets. We haven't needed to use them yet, but we brought them on the trip, and of course we all got our rain gear, favorite raincoat on to keep us dry out there, and as safe as we can out in the elements.
Let's go ahead to this morning. And this morning we got the big wave is further east. It is moving fast.
The chase day usually starts off with a meeting led by the principal investigators. They discuss the likelihood of where and when storms will form that day. A location and route is then selected, and each team rolls out. It might take a couple of hours or more to reach the target areas. But then the team might have to wait longer for the storms to start up. Most storms don't usually start until mid-afternoon or early evening, which gives the crews plenty of time to play ball or work on their tans.
The funny thing about storm chasing is there's a lot of rushing and waiting. So right now, I mean, we rushed out of the hotel because we thought it is early initiation. Go to your target area and then you sit and wait, and sometimes you can sit for hours. And then suddenly they say, okay, we have a target storm, and then you have to rush to the target storm. So it's either it's rushing or it's sitting down doing and waiting.
But then it's off again. The game can turn dangerous fast when the storm chases the chasers. In early June, the CU team was caught in the storm's core in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Taking shelter is the only option to avoid being pummeled with hailstones like this. Multiple tornadoes hit Scottsbluff that day. Although weak, the tornadoes did some damage. Luckily, no lives were lost. But storms can also be awe-inspiring. Once in a while, the teams might stumble upon picturesque views that are stunning. And after a successful deployment, just sit and take in the sights, including some intense hail fog. The data they use during these 6 weeks will be used to better predict tornadoes. Studies like Project Vortex could lead to accurate warnings with lead times 30, 45, or 60 minutes. As the CU team's trek across Tornado Alley comes to a close, their research on precipitation will contribute to the overall improvement of understanding how tornadoes form. But before all that number crunching, there's still time for those wondrous sights. That is, the awesome form of nature.